I feel very unsafe going to any doctor or clinic or hospital that I don't know the doctors.
There's no acknowledgement of the discrimination in the health field towards trans folks.
I have tons of PTSD responses from anti-trans bigotry.
Almost every transgender person I know has had some bad healthcare experiences. All of them are really critical, and some of them are life or death. So the truth is, treating transgender people is almost exactly like treating anybody else, medically speaking. What's different is understanding and respecting who we are.
The first doctor said that he had ethical concerns. He would not expand on what his ethical concerns were. The second time, they just straight up told me that they don't perform any kind of gender confirmation surgery on the basis that it is cosmetic, despite the fact that what I was seeking through surgery was not cosmetic.
And they finally put me back into a room. You could kind of tell the doctors or the nurses weren't very experienced with this, because it kind of felt like they didn't really want anything to do with me. Like, I don't want to go to an emergency clinic when something is wrong, because you kind of have to out yourself and just say, hey, I'm trans. You don't know how someone's going to react.
I was afraid of dying. And once again, I stepped into that fear, holding tightly to my faith for a life of authenticity. I finally found the words to fire him. Dear doctor, as you requested, I've been emailing my questions regarding my health. It's been 18 days and there's been no communication from you. I no longer feel safe with your medical care. You're fired from my medical team. Thank you for your time.
All healthcare profession curriculum should include specific, accurate, and holistic information about trans healthcare and trans health disparities, so that any provider from an EMT to an RN can provide literate, competent care to transgender patients.
I want to see inclusivity on forms. I want to see them, ask for people's pronouns, ask for people's assigned gender at birth, and then ask about their gender now.
To the providers, it's just treat us with respect. Don't give us a reason to fear going into your office.
Another really important thing is Congress must pass the Equality Act
to ensure access to trans, competent, and inclusive healthcare for the 2 million transgender people living in the United States.
In 2019, nearly 5 in 10 LGBTQ individuals in this country do not have legal non-discrimination protections. As a queer Latinx, I know my trans siblings of color are regularly a target of discrimination that often leads to hate crimes or even death. We have to remember that the reason why we celebrate Pride is because of strong activists like Marsha P. Johnson and Sylvia Rivera, who fought for their rights to live their lives authentically, and so that we may do the same. In that spirit, we must pass the Equality Act in the Senate. This bill will extend civil rights protections to LGBTQ Americans, protecting them from discrimination in housing, the workplace, and public services.
When trans people are denied healthcare, when they're disrespected in healthcare, all of the kinds of healthcare that other people take for granted can be denied or hurt for trans people. And that's something we're working to stop.